Okay, lights, reverse, action. Alright, so back at it. Good morning, if you're following along in the morning. Heading off to the gym, 6 a.m-ish. Going to do a back session, so it's going to be good. My favourite one of the week. So yesterday, if you've been following along, I've run two different businesses. So I've got a SaaS business here in Australia called Nuvexa, which is a portfolio tracker and tax reporting platform. And I've got another SaaS business based in New Zealand called Dealify, which is a CRM for car dealers for managing finance applications. So that one's relatively new, because that opportunity came from a previous business I was involved in. I built a CRM over a 5-year period that integrated with various lenders in New Zealand. And then when I left the business, I took the software and am now remarketing that software to car dealers in New Zealand. And so it's a very unique offering because so far there's no one else offering the same thing to car dealers. So while I don't want to be running two businesses at the same time, it's kind of a very unique opportunity that I have to strike while the iron's hot. And the iron's hot right now because all my integrations are done, all the contracts are signed. So as of yesterday, I officially started contacting car dealers. Not many, because there was a bit of a muck around yesterday morning waiting on a few things, but as of late yesterday and today, my cold outreach campaign is live, which is scary and exciting all at the same time. So I've never done cold outreach before, other than, like normal marketing, like paid ads or social media and that kind of thing. This is the first B2B cold outreach where it's targeted emails to the right decision makers in the right companies. So no idea what to expect or what the response rates are going to be or anything like that. Maybe no one responds. Maybe everyone responds. But these are the things that I'm going to figure out over the next month, I guess. So that's going to be really interesting. And then I'm hoping to, whatever I learn from that approach, to then take that and apply it to Nuvexa, which is predominantly been B2C so far, but has the potential to be a B2B product as well, because a lot of financial advisors or accountants all report to their clients who are retail B2C users. So I'm hoping to take that cold outreach campaign and then apply it to Nuvexa and start contacting people that way as well. And assuming I can make it work, I think it could be quite good for business. So the other part of Dealify, while there's a cold outreach, is I'll also start marketing campaigns as well. So I'm figuring out at the moment the best way to do paid ads to target car dealers in New Zealand. So it's not as easy as you'd think, because you think like, well, where do they hang out? So maybe LinkedIn is usually a good spot for paid ads for B2B people, but do New Zealand car dealers hang out on LinkedIn? Who knows? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. They're probably on Facebook or Instagram, but so is everyone else, and it's quite difficult these days. I think it's always been quite difficult, really, with meta ads to be targeting on job title. So it's quite tricky to get target car dealers, but I've got a few strategies with that I'm going to try, and I reckon I'll be able to get some ads to at least maybe not get a click or get a demo booked, but I reckon I can get some brand awareness starting. So a lot of non-car dealers are going to see it as well, but it's just going to be the price to pay on that type of stuff. And then I think also finding partners. So like I'm doing with Navexa as well, is finding partners who really believe in the product itself and are really excited about using it. And it's like, well, hey, you use it and you love it. Why don't we do something where you can promote it to your audience, and we'll pay you for everyone you send us. So working on those ones as well. So it's a pretty exciting time. But here we are arriving at the gym. For some reason it's super busy yet again. Park in front of the clothing bins. Can't even see the lines this morning. Alright, see you after the session. Let's do it. Alright. Just finished the gym. Went pretty well. Still working around my sore back, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So, on the way back home now. So I finished the gym at about 7:15 or so. So I usually get home, get the boys up, do breakfast, and then get into the work day. So today I've got a couple of good meetings. Got one sales call, which is going to be really good. Pretty decent potential client. So I think my product can definitely help them make more money, which is a good scenario. So hopefully I'll be able to sell it. So get that done, and then I've got a lot of emails to send. So hopefully I'll be able to get a few meetings that way as well. But then back on the Navexa side of things, there's going to be at the end of, I've got kind of 2 months left. So the end of June is the end of financial year here in Australia, and that is when our product really starts heating up. It's like a seasonal customer move, because people need to file their taxes after the end of financial year, and it's a legal requirement, so it's non-optional. And if someone's done any kind of complicated trading, not even complicated trading, any type of trading, you have to file your taxes. And for someone who isn't great at maths or doesn't really want to bother learning, working out your capital gains tax, for example, is quite tricky. So I've got a bunch of videos I need to record around that to show people how to do it, and then ultimately show that Navexa can do it super easily with a single click. So video content, man, which is something I quite enjoy doing, because it's something I've had a fascination with for a long time. I used to do a lot of photography as a hobby, and I always wanted to do video and make stuff for YouTube. And these videos are my first real go at a YouTube channel. Like, this will be the 25th video maybe that I've recorded, which is pretty nuts. It's only been like 3 weeks, or just over 3 weeks maybe. So that's going well, but now I want to kind of step up the game a bit, and particularly with video stuff for my businesses, because that's really what's going to attract the right type of customer and get the sales. So I've got everything set up, I've got the gear, I've got the content. I now just have to film it and edit it. And that's kind of really the next phase that I'm moving into. It's just like a full marketing phase, because while I'm a software developer and I love just to be coding, there's so many new features and new things I'd love to be coding, but at the end of the day, and this is what's real tricky from the transition from like you've never run a business, or particularly you've never run a tech startup, and you have all these preconceived ideas, and I see it on Reddit all the time, especially in my niche with portfolio tracking. If you hang out on any of the finance like subreddits or Facebook groups long enough, you'll inevitably start to see people complaining about the portfolio trackers that are out there. And like, oh, they're too expensive and they don't do this. Oh, I'm just going to build one, and we should just build one and keep it free for everyone. And they're exactly thoughts I had before I started. Because it's like, when you're a software developer, you're like, I could code that. What do you just put in some trades, calculate some performance, and away you go. But what you don't realize until you start going is, oh, getting the data is like outrageously expensive. The ASX, for example, charge you $23,000 a year to be able to use delayed data. And that doesn't even give you the data. That's just a license for you to be allowed to use it. And then you have to pay a similar amount of money to get a data feed. And yeah, you can use some unofficial scrapers like the Yahoo scraper, which is fine for a free product, I guess. But if you start charging and Yahoo changes their website, which has happened all the time, and then your feed starts not working, you get a lot of complaints, you lose your customers, and you can't build a product like that. And then so that's just the ASX. Then to get US data, there's a cost there. To get European data, which there's like 30 exchanges in Europe, there's costs there. To get New Zealand data, it's just outrageously expensive. And then you're like, oh cool, these calculations are quite resource intensive, so then you're running expensive servers, and then the costs just rack up so quickly. And that's the difference. So now as a business owner, it's like, yeah, I'd love to build new features, but the business has to be viable and generate a healthy revenue. Otherwise, like, it can't be done. So that's why at the moment I've got a big marketing focus, because I need to get the customer base to a point where it kind of is, it already self-sustains, but it's got to be very self-sustainable. So anyway, got home. Hope you enjoyed that rant. If you stuck to the end of the video, please like the video on YouTube. Please subscribe, and you'll get more of this lovely content. So work on high leverage activities today, to note to self, and get after it.